Hello everyone, and I hope you all doing great. So in this video I am going to make this isometric mushroom house in Procreate. So this is the most detailed video I ever created. So if you are beginner and you want to make a cute little isometric, like I try my best to teach you every steps. So without any further delay, let's get started and grab your iPad and Apple Pencil. So let's get started. Let's create a new canvas. So I'll suggest you, like I mostly create my illustration to like two 2500 by 2000 pixels canvas size. So here is the canvas. Forward, let's go to the setting, like action, tap to the action panel, and then create to the canvas and just turn on the grades, drawing grades. You will see the like tables grades, but you need to change the grades into isometric so that you will easily create those shapes or form. So let increase the opacity, and then I have to like increase the isometric blocks. So I just let increase the block size, and here we go. Now let's move to creating. We'll firstly choose a single brush that this is my go-to brush. So let me choose my favorite brush, which is the go-to outline brush. This is glitch chalk brush. I am using this brush to my whole illustration. So let's choose this glitch chalk brush, and let's try to draw the illustration. So my basic idea is to making a mushroom house, like a mushroom house. This is the rough sketch, and we will be transforming into a like, I hope you will see, this is the mushroom house and this is the isometric base, and we will be creating this one. So let's erase the whole layer, and now let's firstly create the isometric base with in the middle point, and just create a simple base like this. Just make sure you create the same, like here is the space 1 2 3 4, and just create this in the same way, 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4. Now I'll be creating the same here, 1 2 3 4, and here we go, 1 2 3 4. Now I'll be creating like in a 3D way. So I'll take this two in here and like here to like this matches. Now I'll be creating like this to make it 3D, and that is make sure your symmetry is like the same all around the corners. Here we go. Now we created the 3D form, and that's look isometric. So it's like our top, and these are like the view of the isometric. Now we are creating a house, like mushroom house in this part. So let's create, like if I make it simple, just create a circle like this, flat circle, and just make a point where is the middle is, like here, and just make this way. You have to curve in a way that looks like a mushroom. just make sure the bottom of the mushroom looks wider than the middle part, and the middle part will be like the most uh, narrower type thing, just in this way. So after we finish the like rough sketch, so let's erase the unnecessary part in this uh, rough sketch. Then we move to the like outline part, which is the most interesting part, I would say. So let's erase the unnecessary part. So we erase the rough part, like the unnecessary part, and now let's drag the opacity down because we have drawn the basic structure. Now let's draw the outline part, which I am using the same brush, the glitch chalk brush, in the outline part. And so to give a more detailed look, so I would start with the mushroom first. To give a mushroom look, I'll do in it this way. It's give a more mushroom feel. So now
What you
let's
say?
draw a small chimney,
I'll
like
make
for the smoke is coming through. Like you need to draw a small mushroom body, like not the cap, top of the mushroom, just bottom part, and just place it over the top of the mushroom. So now let's add a door over here. So now this is the quick like tip for how to draw a door and the window in different angles. Like if you see the door, if the front face, you will draw like this, but if is it in the side face, you will simply draw a oval circle like this one, and just make sure the door, if you see the house is in this angle, like this one. If the house is in this angle, the door is in this, like this one. And make sure you show the side just like this. I hope you're getting my point. This is how the side view looks like when you draw the door. So just make sure you draw this what should I say, the side wall. If you draw this, it looks more like more interesting, give a more interesting look. So just try to draw this way. I hope you're getting my point. And also for the windows, you need to draw a small oval shape. And if is it like if the window faces in this direction, like in this way, then you need to do the same thing, like you need to show the side in this way. And if the windows and the like door faces in this way, you need to rotate like the like flip the whole thing, like in this way. Like this is the side view in this direction. So I hope you're getting my point. So I do the same thing over the mushroom house. Like let me quickly draw the illustration. Like if you see, I just simply draw a half oval shape and just make it bigger, and just make a side angle so that it looks more three-dimensional, I would say. So this looks quite interesting when you add these. And for, if you notice, if I put a window over here, then I add a like this detail in this way. But if I put the window over like over here, then I have to put in this way. I hope you're getting my point. So let me quickly flip the window, flip it, and then I put the window over here, and here we go. Now we have the mushroom that I want to uh, like teach you like how it looks in a 3D dimensional. So yeah. Make this small. So now we drew the door and the windows. Now let's add some many small details to our illustration so that it looks more uh, like mushroom. So I slightly add spots like a texture, a spot in the top of the mushroom, and like I drew some leaf, simple leaf in the like side of the mushroom, and I drew the isometric base, which I think most of you familiar with. So if you really struggle with drawing this leaf and the isometric base, I'll suggest you to try out my free brushes. You will get amazing value. So just try out my free brushes if you struggle with this isometric thing. So yeah, so let's like I use the my animal stamp brushes to add some cute element, like this bunny, which I am add in this illustration. So I put all the brushes link in down in the description, so please make sure to check it out. So let's finish the whole illustration outline sketch, and then we move to the coloring part. So now we finished the whole illustration. Now let's move to the coloring part. For this, I simply start with the background first because I have to do like block the whole illustration with white background, like in this way. I do this because after we uh, like go to the process, I mostly use clipping max to speed up the coloring process. That is why I block the whole illustration with white and change the background with different color. Before I move to the coloring part, let's simply describe like how I use color at like in a simple way. So if you have this color palette, it's completely like you're ready to go. So if you don't, like I in my go-to color palette, like in my go-to brushes, you will also get the my go-to color palettes, like the this is the autumn theme based. So let's talk about the firstly autumn. So you will see this portion over here. Like I mostly use these as like the base color of the grasses. Sometimes I use this one, but most of the time I use this one for the grasses, like in the base color, like base color. So I mostly use these as a base color, and for the like land, like the isometric base, these are for the for grasses, and for these are for like the purpose of the isometric land, so you can use it for the land purpose. And these are the shadow part, and I would say this is for shadow part. But make sure, if you like this is, let me simply shadow part. So this is for shadow part, and this is for like the base color part, like for the grasses, and this is for like you can also use this one and this one. So this is for like the land part. And like, and you see over here, this is I mostly like this one is mostly I use for like what should I say, like the light highlight. Like I use this row for the highlight part, mostly these colors, like this one and this one. Like I use these color for highlights. Highlight, like highlight, what I mean is that when I like if you see my process, I do color dodge a lot, so I use mainly these colors in my color dodge. Sometimes I switch to different reddish tone, so I mostly prefer these red colors. So in the color dodge, color dodge, so you will see these are for the color dodge, and you can use it for many different. So I put lot shade over here to here, so you can use it for many purpose. So I mostly use these for color dodge, this for color dodge, and like this is for land purpose, and this is for shadow purpose, shadow. So you will see I pretty much sure that it helps you now, because many of you ask me how you choose your colors. So this is how I choose my colors. And somehow if you want to choose these colors, like let's say I choose these color, like the darkish one, but to make sure like in my base color, like let's say like this is my base color. If I choose this base color, I firstly uh, like if I choose any base color, I have to bright this enough to make it as soothing as possible. Like what I mean is that if I choose the orange color, this is too bright for me. So let's go to the color wheel. If this is too bright, so I have to drag this over here, the middle part. This is my sweet spot. So just remember to, whenever you choose any color for the base, just if I choose this one, you will see this is too dark. So if I choose for the base color, like if many of you, if you don't know what I'm talking about, the base color, so my process is like I put the base, then this is the base, then I put the shadow, then I put the highlight. So this is the base color, like the flat color which you will all see in my illustration. So I mostly prefer this is bright enough, and the like neutral type. Like if you see, if I choose this color, you will see the too dark, like this is not I am using for my base. If I choose this as a base, so I am try to pick this as a base color, like this, the middle one. So I hope it like helps you when you pick your colors. So yeah, this is how I pick my colors. So you can choose any color for your practice. So I mainly try to use these as my like process. So let the color doesn't go through the out like low. So this is how it slightly darker. I hope this looks. I'll do the outline color in darker black. This, I think it works. This color fill here. Going to select orange but not, then clipping mask. This, now let's decrease the color. This is looks good. Let me change a little bit. Do the same over here. So now let's talk about how I add shadows to my illustration. So if you see, I put the base color in this illustration. So let's add some shadows. You will see this tone, this is like brown, let's say it's a light brown. So you need to decide in order to, when you add your shadows, is it the light coming from this way or this way? You need to firstly understand where the light is coming from. Like in my illustration, I prefer this is the sweet spot in my illustration. Like if like sometimes I like pick this like this direction, and like most of my illustration are put in this direction like the light source is coming through. So for the putting shadows, let's say this is the direction where the light is coming. So for the shadows, if you are struggling to add shadows, just try to pick the base color and just like change the like the temperature of the color. Like let's say this is like too grayish, I would say too pale. So let's choose the most like vibrant color in this shadow part. So first key point I want to let you know is that when you add shadows to the reddish tone or the like colors that matches the red tone things, so you need to pick the red, you need to change the tone in direction of red. I hope you're getting my point. So just try to move towards the will red tone. If you are put the shadow in the like brownish or the some like some reddish tone, I would say. So just move your color wheel to the reddish tone, then pick some like darker or the vibrant color. So let's say I pick this one. If I don't like the shadow part area or the color area, I can change it. So this is not a like fixed solution for this. So art is just an experiment. Like I like learn art by doing lots of experiment with like is it working or not. Just let's add the shadow first. So I choose the direction this way. So let's add, create a new layer in top of the all layer. Just make sure the line art is top, like in the top of all the layers. So just change the layer mode to multiply mode, and make sure you your opacity is between like 50 to 40%. so that it looks more shadowish. So let's add the shadow. So now this looks I think this looks good after it it mix with the base color very well. So I really like the colors, so this looks good now. So this is how I choose color, like we add the shadow, like the light is coming from this side and now we added the shadow. And also if you like to add shadows, just if you want to add more shadows, just make sure you add in the corner part, like I in this way. I really like doing in this way. So I hope you are getting my point. So let's add over here now, and this looks good now. And for the grasses, I previously talked about how, like this is my sweet spot about like the grasses part. So if you want to choose, so this is the sweet spot. So just try to pick, I would say let's pick this one. And this is too dark, so let me bright this enough to, and make sure your shadow looks more vibrant, not too dark. So just I think it looks just try and let's see how it turned out. So let me add some shadows. So this works great in the shadow part. Now it looks good after we added the shadow part. Just make sure if you want to add, just add the shadow in the corner part, like this way. I hope I hope this demonstration helps you. So let's add shadows in the illustration, and I hope you getting my point what I'm talking about. So let's add the shadows in the illustration. So now we learn how I add shadows. So I use the same color palette which I
Just add
shown
shadows.
you in my previous demonstration. So just make sure where
Here,
you put shadows. I preferly the corner and the, when you decide the
detail
light is coming from this direction, then put shadows to the like opposite side. Like this is how I think about the shadows.
this color,
And
and let's
make sure
add
you
the
don't
shadows.
put too much
Add the whole
make sure
shadow
you
part.
don't add, add too many shadows to your illustration, otherwise it looks too like dull for my opinion. So just try to add little bit shadows over here and there. So it just
This
and one thing I want to share is that if you draw this illustration, please tag me on my Instagram. I put the handle in the description, down in the description. So please tag me over here, so that I can see like how you draw, and like I really like your seeing your illustration. So I finished the shadow part. So now the line art looks dull, like too fade. So I might change the line art a bit darker so that it pops up, which you will see here. And after I add some like darker outline, now it's time to add some color dodge. So this color dodge is my one of my favorite method that I can teach you. So before I move to the color dodge, let me share some of my new brushes that I use for my color dodge. So let's learn how to add color dodge to our illustration. So recently I made my new brushes for color dodge. and like these are the most like my favorite color dodge brushes which I made recently, and I really like this one, particularly air dodge brush, because when you use the soft dodge brush, I made this brush in a way that if you pick reddish tone, you will somehow see a yellowish tone when you put the brushes in your illustration, and like sometimes it gives you yellowish tone, and sometimes it's give you a reddish tone. Like I like these two colors most of the time, so I really like the brush. So if you really want to make it a reddish tone, I prefer if you use the soft air brush, which is the default brush in the Procreate app. So I use my this textured soft air brush. If you see here, if I gently press the brushes, I'll get the yellowish color dodge tone, but make sure you change the layer to color dodge mode. uh, then this is what you will get after that. Like sometimes it gives you yellowish tone and sometimes it's give you reddish tone, that you will see here. Like I really like this type of brushes, so I really like this one. So this is the basic dodge brush which I am gently applying in this illustration. So I really like the effect. Like after adding the color dodge hole in this illustration, then I'll add some highlight with my edge dodge brush. Before and after. um, before After, before, after. Here is how it looks after we add the shadow part, like the highlight color dodge part. We can do much more things in this way. So now we added the highlight, added the color dodge. Now let's add some highlights. So highlights, you can use my go-to brush, the filler shade brush, or you can use my color dodge brush for the highlight, like edge dodge brush. So for the highlight, I slightly prefer more highlight colors, like the uh, like whatever color you choose, mostly choose in this, like the uh, yellowish and the reddish tone, but make sure you drag the color in the top of the highlight, like the shade. So now let's add highlight. So create a new layer uh, below the line art and just change the layer mode to screen mode, and just change the layer like the opacity. And now let's add highlight. So gently press the brush to add highlight. You will see highlight. So now let more highlight over here, this, here, here. Make sure you change the layer mode to screen mode. It looks really cool after you add the highlight. So it's just a basic, like how I add the highlight and do the thing. So here is how it looks after we add the highlight part. So here is how it looks after we add the highlight part. So here you will see I use the same color dodge brushes. Here I am using the edge dodge brush to add some highlight, like the soft highlight. For the overall color dodge, I use the same brush, like the soft dodge brush, to add the highlight. And like after adding the highlight, if you want to make it sharp, simply you can use any line brush to add a crisp highlight to your illustration so that it can separate from the background. So I preferly use any brush, like I use sometimes, like I use most of the time my filler shade brush. So you can use any brush for the this highlight thing. And this is how I add highlights and shadows and apply color dodge. I put all the brushes link in the description, so please feel free to check them out. And if you have all these brushes, please let me know. Feel free to give and share your feedback. So now we are at the end of our illustration part. So after adding highlights and color dodge and the shadows and the colors, so now comes to the most fun part. Now we have almost finished our illustration. Now it's time to add some more final touches to our illustration. So in this part I add some more shadows, texture, and add adjust. Like this is the part where I adjust the colors, and if I don't like the colors I change the colors. So like this is where I take my time because 90% of the work is done. Now I am focused on the last 10%. So during this experiment phase, I mostly add shadows, highlights, and some color effects. Like after doing all those things, I decided to add some cloud to this illustration because I feel the illustration is quite small, and I need to fill the illustration with some different elements. So I decided to add some cloud to give a more I would say dreamy look. I used my new brush pack for the clouds, which isn't released yet. You can also check out my free brush pack, the Isometric Garden brush pack, because I have included like few cloud in that. So you can find the free brush so that you can use in your illustration. So I put the free brush link in the description. So like uh, it has some cloud, you can use it to your illustration. And stay tuned for my upcoming set where you will see many isometric book illustration and clouds and some cute elements. So yeah, soon I'll be release the whole complete isometric set. So after adding the cloud, I use the color dodge brushes to add the highlight, and also to So to add stars in your illustration, first you need to change your background to something brownish or reddish tone. So for the stars, if you have the star stem brushes, then it really works well. So for the color which you choose for the stars, I prefer to choose a reddish or orange tone for the color at the beginning, because when you use the color dots, then it's really gives the glowing effect. Just simply add a star and then duplicate the same a star, and then change the layer mode to color dodge mode, and the below star you need to change add the Gaussian blur to the uh, star, and make sure like don't add too much Gaussian blur, like around 13 to 12%. Now it looks glowing, it seems glowing. So after that, if you add, if you want to make it more glowing type, so just again the above layer and then change the layer mode to like screen mode. You will see a white or like maybe yellowish uh, thing which you will see here. So this is how I add stars and like add the glowing effect to my stars. So I exactly use this method in my illustration. So let's add some stars to my illustration. So now we are at the end of our illustration process. Now we add the stars and glowing effect and some changing the background. So I hope you enjoy this video, and I hope this video gave you some inspiration to draw isometric. And by the way, if you really struggle to draw isometric, I made a bundle, isometric stem brushes bundle, so you can check out. And I believe you can easily draw isometric cute illustration using those stem brushes. And please don't forget to check out the free brushes link down in the description. And yeah, I hope this video helps you in your art journey. And yeah, that's it for today. And if you do get value from this content, please do let me know in the comment section. I would love to hear your thoughts and feedback. And if you if I don't get many involvement in this content, I would prefer to make it private, because